Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Monday, July 8th, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. Tonight, details on water issues within the city of Hazleton, and a new section of trail has officially opened up in Wright Township. In sports, Beth Mensinger has highlights from this weekend's Pocono IndyCar 400 and Derek Jeter's return to baseball as a rail rider. Also, meteorologist Nate Donahue is in again for Joe Garbacek with your weekday forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. There is money missing from a Hazleton area school district building. The Standard Speaker is reporting $6,000 missing from the 9th grade center. It went missing the last day of school. District officials have been mum. The McAdoo community is outraged that someone could steal money from a family in need. WYLN's Gary Perna has more.
Saturday, members of the community came out to support a family that lost everything in a devastating fire in the end of June. The fire also claimed the life of 7-year-old Madison Arner. The day was full of music, food, tricky trays, a dunk tank, a bounce house, and so much more.
Saturday we started with the first annual Flying High with Maddie. It was a festival that we put together really quickly. Rob from Our Town Radio and a lot of other people who helped out with it. We want to do it for Maddie's family, but they also want to make it an annual or a biannual festival to help other fire victims. So that was the start of it on Saturday, and they called it Flying High with Maddie.
While all the fun was going on, someone stole a money bag from a Ford Windstar van that was parked in front of the Keystone Fire Company. The bag contained an unknown amount of cash along with other items.
All of a sudden, the money bag, not with all the money, but with the majority of the money, went missing from Rob's van.
The theft happened between 5:15 and about 5:45 as a crowd of people were gathered in that area.
Kind of tried to keep it quiet at first because we weren't sure if it was just misplaced or if it was actually stolen, but once we realized it was actually stolen, everybody was horrified. We're working so hard to try to help this family recover. Unfortunately, they'll never be able to recover because they lost their daughter, but you know, we're trying to help them at least put their life back together, and then somebody went and took, you know, a lot of the money that was raised for them.
Like Westner said, they need the bag back, not just because of the money, but also there was a list of donors that the family would like to thank in that bag, along with other items.
Anybody who knows or has information, please come forward. We really need to get, first they need to get the money bag back because Rob from Our Town Radio, his keys to his van and the key to the dunk tank that was lent to us, and some important papers were also in that, not to mention the fact that over $1,000 about was taken and missing.
The group managed to raise about $3,000, although the amount that was in the bag is unknown. The bag was described as olive green with a leopard print clip on the zipper. McAdoo police are investigating the theft. Westner said there will be a fundraiser at the Strand as well.
John Chigo and the Girl Scouts are putting one together because Maddie was a Girl Scout. It's going to be at the Strand on Friday, I believe the 26th. They're going to have turkey trays and food and I believe waffles and ice cream and doing all kinds of stuff in honor of Maddie, and everything will go to her family as well.
Again, if you know anything, you're being asked to call 911 or the McAdoo police. In McAdoo, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
A Wilkes-Barre man is dead after a shooting early Sunday morning in the city. Police say 24-year-old Davon Kemp has in the backyard of a home at 174 South Grand Street in Wilkes-Barre. He later died at the hospital. Police say shots were fired around 1:20 a.m. after a large party turned into a fight. No suspects are in custody, but DA Stephanie Salavantis says it was not a random act. The shooters knew the victims. Police do have an idea of whom they are looking for. Neighbors say they're concerned about escalating violence. Anyone with information is asked to call the city police at 208-4200 or 208-4228. Hazleton police have arrested a man on Sunday involving two young girls. This man, 30-year-old Francis Lara of Hazleton, was arrested for chasing two 16-year-old girls through the streets of Hazleton with a handgun. It happened early Sunday morning in the 500 block of West Maple Street and continued to the area of 20 North Locust Street, just a couple of blocks north of Broad Street. Lara was charged with 2 counts each of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, simple assault, terroristic threats, and other related charges. Wilkes-Barre police have arrested a suspect in a cab robbery 2 weeks ago. 24-year-old Charnel Jackson of the Bronx is facing a string of charges for robbery on June 30th in the Mayflower section. Police say he held up the cab driver at gunpoint, then stole the cab and ditched it a few blocks away. Jackson was still in town and called for a cab on Saturday and oddly was picked up by the same driver he held up 2 weeks ago. The driver recognized him immediately and called police right after dropping him off. Jackson has been arraigned and is in Luzerne County Prison. And another cab robbery in Wilkes-Barre over the weekend with an interesting ending. It happened about 9:45 Saturday night near the Charles Street Park. The cabbie said 2 black males in their early 20s wearing colored basketball shorts and white sneakers pulled a gun on him and demanded money. Later, another cab driver saw 2 suspects who fit that description. A police cruiser took off after them but went out of control and hit a garage on Riverside Drive. The officer who was driving was taken to the hospital, though no details about his condition have been released. Police are still looking for the suspects. Firefighters in Schuylkill County had a busy weekend with 2 fires breaking out, the first in Shenandoah. The call came in around 2:30 Sunday morning at 634 West Penn Street. The fire gutted the home and damaged the homes on both sides of the house. When police arrived on location, they were able to get residents out of all of the homes in the area. A state police fire marshal was called in and determined the fire started on the 2nd floor front room. The cause was found to be an overloaded electrical cord, which was powering an air conditioner as well as other items. The tenants were not home when the fire started. All of the occupied properties were equipped with smoke detectors. The Red Cross was called in to assist the family of 4. Also Sunday night, firefighters in Pottsville were called to 421 and 423 Fairview Street for a house fire. That call came in around 11:30 at night. According to Pottsville Fire Chief Todd March, one of the homes was unoccupied and the other was vacant. March said that the fire was knocked down in about 15 minutes. The property at 423 was on the blight list and scheduled to be demolished. The fire is still under investigation as of this evening. The Eckley Players were missing from Patchtown days and they won't be back for a while. The Players have acted out skits from the past for years at the annual Patchtown days, but they skipped this year's event because of a dispute with the new director, Dr. Boyd Morin. They also missed the World War II weekend later this month. Eckley has been hit by Commonwealth spending cuts. An educator and 3 custodians and tour guides have been dropped. Maintenance was scaled back. The Eckley Players say there have been communication problems. The board of directors say it wants to address complaints raised by volunteers. There has been a lot of talk about the Rice Township Fire Department. Last week, Rice Township supervisors voted 2-1 to decertify the Rice Township Fire Department because of public safety concerns. The Rice Township supervisors discussed that the Rice Township Fire Department has requested to meet with them to address concerns. A date for the meeting has not yet been set. The Rice Township supervisors meeting is tomorrow at the Rice Township Municipal Building at 7 p.m. Residents that live in Schuylkill County are in the Hazleton Area School District received directions for a special election. Residents received this letter from the Schuylkill County Election Bureau. The letter states that the special election will be held on July 23rd from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. at your regular polling place. The letters were sent to those that voted in the regular primary election on May 21st. If you were absent from the municipality or have an illness or disability, you may apply for an absentee ballot by calling 628-1467. You can also download the application from the county's website. The last day to apply for absentee ballots is July 6th by 5 p.m. As many of you know, this election stems from Luzerne County failing to notify both counties of Steve Hahn's withdrawal from the school board race. His name ended up on the ballot, resulting in the do-over. A special time for many Hazel Township firefighters at this evening's Hazel Township Supervisors meeting. Certificates of recognition were given to 8 firefighters from the department for the hard work they performed during the fire at 1354 North Church Street in Hazel Township in January of this year, where one woman lost her life. Jason Bridge, a 17-year-long firefighter for the township, was at this evening's ceremony to accept his award. He spoke with us about that day and what he remembers.
2001, it came in as a house fire. with entrapment, possibly a domestic going on. Not a good situation for us as we went out the door, obviously. Not knowing what was going on there. We knew somebody was inside. We weren't sure where the other person was at that point. He had ran down the street. So just in general, just a very different call for us.
Service Courage medals were given to 4 men who helped take the trapped woman out of the house to help save her life. We spoke with Justin Zoshak, who received one of the medals, and he tells us about what he remembers from that cold January day.
We left the fire station on the engine crew. Good crew on board. Had some water problems in the beginning, and we were faced with the trapped victim in the house. Everything went smooth, and the victim was removed. Unfortunately, she did not make it.
John A. Williams also got an award for his 20-plus years serving the Hazel Township community as a volunteer firefighter. Current Fire Chief Scott Costician was once again sworn in as Fire Chief, as was Rescue Chief Jason Zoshak and Captain Mike Volchek. Juveniles can no longer be held in adult prison. That's the ruling from a state Supreme Court. The rule clarifies the definition of a detention center to specifically prohibit county or state jails. It also extends the definition of a juvenile to include a minor who has been detained for a probation violation. The Juvenile Law Center in Philadelphia says such instances are relatively rare, but they do happen on occasion. It is happy with the ruling. The 10-year-old Pennsylvania girl whose lung transplant set off a national debate over allowing children to receive adult organs now has pneumonia. Sarah Murnagan is still in the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. She has cystic fibrosis and has been left off an adult transplant list because of an age restriction. She became eligible after a judge's order. She had a first lung transplant on June 12th, but complications forced a second transplant within days. Her mother says the pneumonia is in her right lung. She termed it definitely a large setback. State Representative Phyllis Mundy will co-sponsor a House bill to allow same-sex marriage in Pennsylvania. State Representative Brian Sims of Philadelphia will be the main sponsor. He is the first openly gay member of the state of legislatures. Pennsylvania is one of 37 states that do not recognize same-sex marriage. Mundy expects legislative support for same-sex marriage to build. A Franklin and Marshall College poll in May showed 54% of state voters support same-sex marriage. That's up from 33% in May of 2006. Well, there's still no cause for a train derailment in Provincial, Quebec, which led to a huge fire. INN's Phil Doherty has more.
Fires are still burning after a runaway train carrying crude oil derailed and then exploded in a Quebec town on Saturday. At least 5 people are dead in that inferno, but the death toll is likely to rise, with at least 40 people still missing tonight. Around 30 buildings were destroyed in that explosion as well. Officials are looking into what caused the train to jump the tracks.
Authorities are still investigating a plane crash in San Francisco over the weekend. INN's Paul Vercanen has more.
Asiana's pilot for Flight 214 had no experience landing a Boeing 777 at San Francisco's airport before Saturday. And it was only his 9th time at the controls of a 777, where he logged just 43 hours of time on that type of aircraft. Still, he was an experienced pilot on other planes with some 10,000 flying hours experience. The NTSB is not, at this point, blaming the pilots.
I would discourage anyone from drawing any conclusions at this point.
The NTSB has been reviewing the flight data recorders and has confirmed the crew made calls to increase speed and then to abort the landing and try again. Investigators will look at this video of Asiana Flight 214 for even more clues into what caused the crash landing at San Francisco International Airport. The recorders show the aircraft was flying well below the target 137 knot speed, and the stall indicator was sounding in the cockpit right before the crash. Benjamin Levy was on board during the terrifying ordeal.
And I felt like we were going back up. I thought maybe we'd go back up and start flying again.
Instead of a routine landing, a jarring impact that resulted in the aircraft losing its tail section, both engines, and then starting a fire. A passenger captured this video on his cell phone in the moments following the crash as passengers escaped onto the runway.
I can tell you, it is nothing short of a miracle that we had literally 123 people walk away from this.
Another part of the investigation will also look into whether or not one of the 2 girls found dead was run over by an emergency vehicle responding to the accident. Reporting from San Francisco, I'm Paul Vercanen.
It's been 17 years since TWA Flight 800 went down shortly after takeoff. But a cable TV documentary claims it wasn't an accident. It's got some true believers and others who think it's another baseless conspiracy theory. INN's Andrew Spencer has more.
Former accident investigator Hank Hughes now believes at least one missile hit TWA Flight 800.
230 people were killed, and that's a tragedy that can't be ignored.
Hughes is featured in an upcoming documentary about the flight, which was brought down following an explosion that occurred shortly after the plane left New York City for Paris on July 17, 1996. The NTSB's original 4-year-long investigation found that a fuel tank had exploded, an explanation some family members questioned.
At first, I was, of course, skeptical as everybody else. You just didn't really know what happened, and I think as things unfolded, it seemed to make a lot of sense as to what happened to the plane.
The NTSB is standing by the original findings, as are many relatives of the victims.
I really believe that the NTSB did a thorough investigation.
So hearing talk of a movie coming out and reigniting conspiracy theories that we as family members heard about years ago was kind of bringing up old wounds.
I'm sorry they feel that way. They're certainly entitled to it, but there are many other family members that want answers. They want to know what happened.
The NTSB says it is having investigators who were not involved in the original investigation review a petition to reopen it. The board is also seeking comment from Boeing and the FAA. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Nate Donahue in the Weather Center. Nate, what kind of temperatures can we expect this week?
Looks like pretty seasonal temperatures, but will the thunderstorms disappear late in the week? I'll let you know right after this.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week it's their huge summer produce spectacular with features like Eastern blueberries or California strawberries, only $1.98 each.
The 29th Annual Benton Frontier Days and Championship Rodeo is coming July 16th to July 21st. Cowboys from all over the East will compete in bull riding, calf roping, championship rodeo, bareback bronc riding, and more. Tuesday and Wednesday are Frontier Days, and rodeo begins Thursday through Saturday with Bolorama on Sunday. All shows start at 7:30 p.m. Enjoy vendors, crafts, food, and free entertainment nightly at 5 p.m. The Benton Frontier Days and Championship Rodeo, Route 487 in Benton. For more information, go to bentonrodeo.com. The Cowboys are back, and the Bulls are ready. Are you?
Off the Beaten Path is a half-hour program that showcases interesting and unique people, places, and things in Pennsylvania. Hosted by Jeff Bonomo, Brian Bromley, and Ken Kara, Off the Beaten Path is fast-paced, lighthearted, and sometimes even downright funny. Each show, we travel to many destinations in Pennsylvania, including restaurants, events, unique landmarks, and we talk with interesting people. So come with us off the Beaten Path.
Welcome back, everybody. We are tracking some showers and thunderstorms out there. However, they are very few and far between, thankfully. Just a big cell out there west of Williamsport. Otherwise, most of the viewing area is on the dry side tonight, so that'll be good. I think most of these storms, the one in Williamsport there, will die down overnight tonight, and we will have a mostly dry overnight tonight. Live conditions brought to you by Lehigh Tire outside the Hazleton studio, 68 degrees for a temperature, dew point 65, 91% humidity, pressures at 30.04 inches, and we have light winds about 4 miles per hour at this time. Today's Weather Almanac brought to you by Robert Stevens Face and Body, the Skincare Center. High 81, low 64. Our average high is 82 and our average low is 61, so we're right near the averages for today. Record 99, 1988. Record low 45 in 2000. We lost a couple minutes of our day today. 5:40 is our sunrise and 8:38 is our sunset. Taking a look at state low temperatures across the board, they were generally in the mid to upper 60s to near 70 down in Philadelphia, but generally speaking, comfortably cool overnight lows in the 60s, so that's not too bad. How about for the state high temperatures across our region here? Generally speaking, the eastern half of the state were in the 80s to near 90 in Philadelphia. The northern tier stayed just about near 80 degrees and in the upper 70s overall. Regional temperatures across our area: 73 in Tunkhannock, 69 in LaPorte, 71 in New Angola, 73 in Shenandoah, and 74 at Jim Thorpe. WYLN 35, current regional temperatures. New Angola had a high of 81 today and a low of 65. Berwick 84, 68. Shenandoah chimed in at 80 and 67. Mahanoy City went to 82 today, and Jim Thorpe was our hotspot at 85 degrees for a high. Northeast satellite and radar, we're tracking those storms over Lycoming County in the northwest part of our state. They'll be trying to move through tonight, but I do think most of them will break up and die off as we head through the overnight hours. So I'm thinking we're going to be dry here in Hazleton and across much of northeast Pennsylvania. So that's some good news for a change, right? Future state skycast clouds and precipitation looking into the next 2 days of your life. It looks about the same as today. We'll have intervals of clouds and sunshine tomorrow. Just a chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Some more scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head through the day on Wednesday. In fact, I do think at any time during the day we could see a shower or thunderstorm pop up at any time during the day Wednesday, not just in the afternoon. So keep that in mind. Maybe you want to bring your umbrella out there. Temperatures tonight will be dropping back into the upper 60s to near 70. Tomorrow we're talking mid to upper 80s, and then tomorrow night back to near 70 degrees. Tuesday we'll have a steamy forecast. Temperatures will be rising again into the mid-80s with some humidity out there. Otherwise, we're talking some pleasant conditions late in the week as our jet stream does dip down to the south. Tomorrow's Travelcast, mid to upper 80s yet again. A little bit muggy, but not as bad as it has been, so not too bad overall. Your 7-day extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys for the greater Hazleton area. Tomorrow we're expecting 82 degrees with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms again. Thursday, a shower in the morning, otherwise clearing skies. Highs will be near 80. Pleasant conditions heading into your weekend with temperatures, generally speaking, in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Your daily number today, 898. Your Big 4, 3830. And your Quinto coming up here momentarily. 1, 2, 3, 6, 6. 9, 15, 25, 29, and 30 for your cash 5. I hope you're a big winner. Back to you, Ann.
Thanks, Nate. Coming up next, our Gary Perna was at this morning's Water Authority meeting as they discussed the issues plaguing the fire hydrants in the city. Stay tuned. More Late Edition is coming up after this.
You work hard at fundraising events for your organization. What better way to raise awareness to your cause than to wear a custom embroidered or screen printed shirt from CTC Apparel Plus. CTC makes it easy to create t-shirts that get your message out. Not only do we have packages at different levels that are affordable, but the t-shirts will be name brand, stylish, and comfortable. All it takes is a minimum of 25 shirts to start promoting. There are no setup fees or deposits required. Call CTC today at 570-454-3754.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
WYLN will be at the oldest motor sporting event in America, the Giants of Spare. WYLN will again give you all the turn-by-turn coverage with Marty Burns. WYLN TV 35, the station to turn to when you want live sports.
The Greater Hazelton Chamber of Commerce welcomes all vendors and crafters to participate in the Downtown Hazelton Farmers Market beginning Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 20 West Broad Street. To become a vendor, call 570-455-1509 or email info@hazeltonchamber.org.
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure exploring parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and it's free. This year's Passport has more than 30 stops. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre and Pittston. Explore the Delaware and Lehigh National Heritage Corridor and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them in on the website. Start exploring today. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WILN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WILN TV 35. See the Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WILN TV 35. Visit WILNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WILN, your home for live sports.
Welcome back to Late Edition. Issues with the water in the city of Hazelton were discussed today at the Hazelton Water Authority. Our Gary Perna, who has been following this story from the beginning, has the details.
This morning, Hazelton City Mayor Joe Yanuzzi and representatives from the Hazelton City Fire Department and the Hazelton Municipal Authority met to discuss water woes in the city. The meeting stems from the lack of water at this fire on 5th Street on July 4th.
I think the meeting was very productive. The outcome of the meeting, I think, was also productive in that we understand there was a communication issue there. We're working, on correcting that.
It always helps to improve communication, and I think everybody got a little better understanding of the system and what's needed to communicate between the two parties. So it was helpful.
Randy Cahalan is the manager of the water system. He said the fire department used that hydrant in the past, but with changes made to the water system, the pressure may have changed.
They were expecting more pressure from that fire hydrant. They'd gone on the hydrant before, and they had better pressure, but since then we made some changes in our system with some improvements, and in that area there was actually the fire hydrant they went on, I think there was less pressure there because of some valves that were closed in the system to separate the high and low pressure in the system. So it's just a matter of them concerned about the communication, and so that they know when they go on fire hydrants that they know what to expect from the fire hydrant.
According to Cahalan, about 80% of the 291 fire hydrants in the city of Hazelton produce more than 500 gallons of water a minute, and most of them are color coordinated like this green one at 7th and Arthur. The system looks like this. A red-capped hydrant will produce 0 to 500 gallons per minute. An orange hydrant will produce from 500 to 1,000 gallons per minute. A green hydrant from 1,000 to 1,500 gallons per minute. And a blue hydrant is anything above 1,500 gallons of water per minute.
We'll also be working on the flows that have been supplied to us from the Water Authority and making sure all the hydrants are now color-coded. There's some new hydrants that have been installed. Those hydrants have to be color-coded, and they will be done over the next few weeks.
Leshko said they will be looking into adding new technology to the department so they can find the best hydrant in the area of a fire.
They're working in turn with their program that they have that tracks all the hydrants. We're going to try to put that at the fingertips of our incident commanders and also in the apparatus. Right now we go on sheets that we have in our apparatus showing us flows. We're going to try to upgrade to more of a computer-based program with their CAD system and understanding flows in those areas. And
a project that will be starting in the next few weeks will upgrade main lines in the city's northeast section.
Increase the, several of the mains, the size of the mains on the streets. Mostly this project's in the northeast section of Hazleton. It's increasing the size of the mains again on the main arteries and hopefully improve the flow in the whole grid in that area. So it's really $6.5 million project to increase flow and fire service in that area.
Both departments and the mayor said they are happy with the outcome of today's meeting. In Hazleton, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Coming up next, Beth Mensinger is in with the first half of sports and has a recap of the Pocono IndyCar 400 and Derek Jeter's return to baseball as a rail rider. That and much more coming up on Late Edition.
It's Justin from Grand Central, announcing how everybody can make the Grand Central connection with the grand opening of our second location on Route 93 across from Berger Family Dealerships. During our grand opening celebration, take part in our weekly $300 Hazel Park gift certificate giveaway. Grand opening price is up to 50% off, free delivery, and up to 36 months interest-free financing. And remember, shop Grand Central, where your house becomes a home.
What in the... Tom, it is 2 a.m.
You know, I just love this on-demand thing. Tons of extra choices, pause, rewind.
You are always here watching my on-demand. Why don't you just get rid of your dish and get digital cable yourself?
You know, I'd love to. But I still have 7 months left on my contract.
Service Electric Digital Cable with On-Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Degenhardt. Welcome my guests this week, Dr. Frank Vita and Maura McLaughlin. It's going to be a great show about the Institute of Healing and Psychotherapy on Let's Talk Chiropractic.
It was a busy sports weekend in the area, and we kick it all off in Long Pond. After a long time away, the sounds of engines could be heard as the IndyCar Series was back in Northeast PA. Our Nate Urigas was at the race and has more.
The Izod IndyCar Series returned to Pocono Raceway for the Pocono IndyCar 400. Some of the world's best drivers took on a 2.5-mile tricky triangle, and after 24 years, were sure not to disappoint.
Start those engines!
And with that, the green flag waved once again over the Izod IndyCar Series at Pocono Raceway. The 160-lap race started off with a bang when James Hinchcliffe brought out the first of the day's 2 cautions on lap 1. 5 different drivers led the way throughout the race for 16 different lead changes. Early on, it looked like a familiar name, Andretti, would be back in victory lane at Pocono. But fuel mileage would end that dominance, making Marco Andretti fade back. Then it was New Zealand native Scott Dixon who was the one to catch. Dixon took the lead on lap 133 and did not turn back as he went on to win his 30th career race and first this season.
You know, it's nice to get back, you know, obviously to have the team sweep the podium is fantastic. You know, I was approaching year anniversary of my last win, so it was nice to get one out of the way this year and get back on the top spot of the podium.
The race wasn't only a win for Dixon, but a win for Chip Ganassi Racing, finishing 1, 2, 3, and getting the 100th win for Target.
I think more importantly, super excited for the team. everybody's been working extremely hard, and to have a glimpse of something great and some some things to be positive about. Hopefully we can keep this momentum rolling.
Not only was it a fuel race for Andretti, but for many teams as well, including Dixon.
The first stint, you're not really ever sure, how accurate it is, but once we got running there, stint, 2 and 3, we knew we had a pretty sizable advantage.
With Dixon getting his first win at Nazareth and now winning at Pocono, ovals are starting to play in his favor.
I think we have a great mix, throughout the season. It's great to be adding ovals instead of getting away from them. I think ovals are very important to the heritage and history of IndyCar and where it sort of came from. So, I love the mix that we have, and hopefully next year we can add another 1 or 2 to the calendar.
And with not many tracks that Dixon likes on the circuit, he is hoping to continue coming back.
No, I think we've got to go to these circuits where there's a great fan base here, very knowledgeable fans, and for us, for me, I don't know how the others feel, but I love the circuit. It's very challenging, it's very different. And you have to, be good in both 1 and 3, opposed to sort of just getting one corner right. So, yeah, I'll always be excited to come back to Pocono for sure.
Though the race did not draw as many fans as were expected, IndyCar looks to continue coming to Pocono for years to come. In Long Pond, for WYLN Sports, I'm Nathan Yurgis.
Thousands of baseball fans came to PNC Field in Moosic over the weekend, including today, to catch a glimpse of future Hall of Fame shortstop for the New York Yankees, Derek Jeter, as he's rehabbing in a Rail Riders uniform. On Saturday, he played 5 innings on the field. Sunday, he was in the lineup as DH, and he got his first hit in their 6-2 win over the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. After his time on the field, Jeter spoke to the media about his outing and how he's ready to get back on the field after breaking his ankle 9 months ago.
Well, I just wanted to see pitches. I saw the ball well, just have good at-bats, but just get back out there. I mean, I've pretty much tested it down in Florida these last couple weeks, especially in terms of doing everything, but you just have to do it in a game situation. So I just need to get games under my belt, but I don't feel as though there's any one particular thing I have to do. It's frustrating. That's probably the biggest thing. I'm used to playing every single day. I don't like sitting out games when I'm healthy. I don't like sitting out games when I'm hurt. I don't like watching games. I want to be out there and I want to play. So it's been very difficult. It's the first time I've had to deal with it, which is fortunate. Most people, they play this long, they've had to deal with a few injuries. I've been pretty fortunate that this has really been my only major injury, but it's been frustrating, and I'm glad that I'm getting closer.
Jeter was back in the lineup tonight at leadoff and in the shortstop position. He reached first base off a throwing error, and he also walked and was thrown out after hitting to third base. He was replaced by Walter Ibarra in the 6th. There's no word if he'll be back for the Rail Riders tomorrow. Russ Kanzler is no longer listed on the Norfolk Tides roster. The Hazleton native and infielder for the AAA Orioles organization was designated for assignment on Saturday after the clubhouse signed infielder Alex Letty from the Seattle Mariners. Kanzler, he was batting .276 with 11 knocked out of the park and 49 runs batted in 86 outings. He has a little less than a week left to be claimed, traded, released, or outrighted by the Baltimore organization. Much more sports coming up in the second half, including Iron Pigs highlights. Stay tuned, but first, Anne's back with your top story recaps.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At The Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers. Be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
There's often a war fought after war. This week, 2 authorities on PTSD. Ashley Wise, CEO of Battling Bear, a military spouse who created a national sensation by baring herself for PTSD. And Tony Sehorn, Vietnam vet and author of the highly acclaimed book, Tears of a Warrior, The Emotional Scars of War, on Storm Politics this week, only on WYLN.
Welcome back to Late Edition. There is money missing from the Hazleton Area School District. The Hazleton Standard Speaker is reporting $6,000 missing from the 9th grade center. It went missing the last day of school. District officials have been kept tight-lipped. The McAdoo community is outraged that someone could steal money from a family in need. WYLN's Gary Perna has more.
Saturday, members of the community came out to support a family that lost everything in a devastating fire in the end of June. The fire also claimed the life of 7-year-old Madison Arner. The day was full of music, food, tricky trays, a dunk tank, a bounce house, and so much more.
Saturday we started with the first annual Flying High with Maddie. It was a festival that we put together really quickly. Rob from Our Town Radio and a lot of other people who helped out with it. We want to do it for Maddie's family, but they also want to make it an annual or a biannual festival to help other fire victims. So that was the start of it on Saturday, and they called it Flying High with Maddie.
While all the fun was going on, someone stole a money bag from a Ford Windstar van that was parked in front of the Keystone Fire Company. The bag contained an unknown amount of cash along with other items.
All of a sudden, the money bag, not with all the money, but with the majority of the money, went missing from Rob's van.
The theft happened between 5:15 and about 5:45 as a crowd of people were gathered in that area.
Kind of tried to keep it quiet at first because we weren't sure if it was just misplaced or if it was actually stolen, but once we realized it was actually stolen, everybody was horrified. We're working so hard to help this family recover. Unfortunately, they'll never be able to recover because they lost their daughter, but you know, we're trying to help them at least put their life back together, and then somebody went and took, you know, a lot of the money that was raised for them.
Like Westner said, they need the bag back, not just because of the money, but also there was a list of donors that the family would like to thank in that bag, along with other items.
Anybody who knows or has information, please come forward. We really need to get, first they need to get the money bag back because Rob from Our Town Radio, his keys to his van and the key to the dunk tank that was lent to us, and some important papers were also in that, not to mention the fact that over $1,000 about was taken and missing.
The group managed to raise about $3,000, although the amount that was in the bag is unknown. The bag was described as olive green with a leopard print clip on the zipper. McAdoo police are investigating the theft. Westner said there will be a fundraiser at the Strand as well.
John Chigo and the Girl Scouts are putting one together because Maddie was a Girl Scout. It's going to be at the Strand on Friday, I believe the 26th. They're going to have tricky trays and food and I believe waffles and ice cream and doing all kinds of stuff in honor of Maddie, and everything will go to her family as well.
Again, if you know anything, you're being asked to call 911 or the McAdoo police. In McAdoo, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Nate Donahue in the Weather Center. Nate?
Thanks, Ann. I'll have the details for your 7-day forecast real soon.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full detailed and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Welcome back to Late Edition. Summertime is a time for exploring the outdoors, and for some folks, that means lots and lots of biking. Today, a grand opening of the longer trail for those who like the outdoors. It stretches from Mountaintop to Whitehaven and soon will reach Wilkes-Barre. An extra 10-mile stretch for cyclists and hikers to enjoy between Whitehaven and Mountaintop. Today was the grand opening of the $1.1 million Black Diamond section of the Delaware and Lehigh Trail in Wright Township. This new trail is just part of a much larger trail that extends from Bristol near Philadelphia and in the future will reach Wilkes-Barre. We spoke with Alyssa Garofalo, the president and executive director of the Delaware and Lehigh National Heritage Corridor.
This is the largest stretch of trail that we've been able to build up to this point. It involved a lot of partners. The trail itself, the land is owned by the Anthracite Scenic Trail Association. This parking lot where we're standing is owned by DCNR's Bureau of Forestry. The funding to build this trail came from PennDOT, and the design came from DCNR. And the Delaware and Lehigh serves as the umbrella that helps to bring all those partners together in order to build the trail.
Garofalo says there is $19 million of direct economic impact from this trail. We spoke with one woman who frequently visits this trail and was excited to take on the new path.
We're just here to spend the day outside. I'm here with my son, Bryce, my daughter, Emily, and my friend Jill, and her son, Brandon, and we enjoy getting out and spending the day hiking or biking and getting outside.
The trail is a platform of a nationally significant story. The story of the anthracite coal region and how it traveled from the mines of Luzerne and Carbon counties down to Philadelphia.
It's a compelling story, and in 1988, President Reagan and U.S. Congress designated it a National Heritage Area. So we're really excited to be able to begin this forging to this last section up into the Wyoming Valley.
Acting Secretary for the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Ellen Ferretti, also spoke at today's grand opening.
DCNR has supported this project through grants, and in this case we've supported this project to providing a place for a trailhead. In the case of the Bureau of State Parks, sometimes the trail runs through Hickory Run and Lehigh Gorge, so we actually manage parts of those trails.
With the key piece of trail that will continue to Wilkes-Barre now open, they are hoping to complete the project in the near future. For more information on the trail and to see a map, you may log on to www.delawareandlehigh.org. Stay tuned for more coming up on Late Edition. Beth's back in with the second half of sports, national sports scores, and news. Stay tuned.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
For a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
And we've got just the dealer.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
Your family's good health begins with a great team.
That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
WYLN TV 35 is looking to hire a highly motivated, energetic salesperson for the Hazleton and surrounding areas. We offer a competitive salary and benefits package. Call 956-5772.
Lehigh Valley Iron Pig infielder Cesar Hernandez was named the International League's Batter of the Week for July 1st to the 7th. The 23-year-old is hitting .375 and had 12 hits, 3 stolen bases, and 4 runs this past week. The AAA All-Star is the first Iron Pig to be named the Batter of the Week in 2013. And tonight, Hernandez and the Iron Pigs were on the field against the Paw Sox, finishing up an April 10th game that was suspended in the top of the 3rd inning due to rain. It was the first of 2 games tonight. 2 Phillies set to rehab tonight in the latter game. Catcher Eric Kratz and left-handed pitcher Jeremy Horst. Let's take a look at game 1. Bottom of the 5th inning, no outs. Pawtucket leading 1-0. Steve Susdorf sends a single up the middle of the diamond, moving Tyson Gillies to 3rd base, bringing Steven LaRue to the plate next. Still no outs. He will knock in the RBI with that single. Pigs will tie it up at 1. Michael Martinez, he'll be up to bat next. 2 runners on base. He will get the perfect bunt down. Will Middlebrooks for the Red Sox. He's rehabbing with Pawtucket. He can't get to it from 3rd. Martinez will be saved at 1st, and the bases will then be loaded for Leandro Castro. He's down in the count. 2 strikes against him. That doesn't matter. He nearly gets the grand slam as the ball bounces off the center field wall. Bases will clear with that double, and the Iron Pigs will go up 4-1 and win the game tonight. Will win game 1, 6-1. Phillies first baseman Ryan Howard, who was recently placed on the 15-day DL, underwent an MRI today, and it's not good news for Fightins fans. Howard was diagnosed with a meniscus tear in his left knee and will need to have surgery. He'll be out for at least 6 weeks, and there's no date set for when he's to go under the knife. The big piece was hitting .266 with 11 homers and 43 RBIs this season. Darren Ruff was called up from AAA to take his place at first. The New York Giants and Victor Cruz have reached an agreement on a contract extension. It's 5 years and $43 million through the 2018 season. Cruz was already under contract for 2013 and at a $2.8 million salary, the highest possible tender allowed for a restricted free agent player. Counting this season's salary, the deal contains $15.6 million worth of guaranteed money. Adam Aaron is out as the Sixers CEO. Scott O'Neal will be his replacement. O'Neal had been with Madison Square Garden and the Knicks. Aaron had been rumored to be on the chopping block. The Andrew Bynum deal was his idea, and he continued to say that it should have worked. Obviously, it didn't. The Penguins will have to get along without Jerome Iginla. The late season pickup signed with the Boston Bruins over the weekend. It's a 1-year deal. It's a 1-year incentive-laden deal. And the Hockey Hall of Fame's class of 2013 will be unveiled tomorrow. Among those on the ballot for the first time are blue liner Scott Niedermeyer, winger Brendan Shanahan, defenseman Rob Blake, and defenseman Chris Chilos, who played until he was 48. I guess we will see who will be in the Hall of Fame. Let's check out our scoreboard tonight. In the Eastern League, Fightins lose to Trenton 10-6. In the International League, second game of the night for the Iron Pigs. They are up 5-3 in the fifth. Rail Riders with their fifth win in a row with Derek Jeter in the lineup. In the majors, Baltimore fell to the Rangers, and the Tigers and the Indians tied at 2 in extras. In the National League, Phil's John Lannon facing his former team, and it's a strong outing with the 3-2 win. It's tied at 1 in the 13th between the Marlins and the Braves. Brewers lead the Reds, Rockies are up 2-0, and the Mets are trailing the Giants by 2. That one is in the second inning. Nate Donahue is coming right back after the break. Make sure you stay tuned for your weather wrap-up.
Visit the Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau website at tournapa.com for the listings of the many events you will find in Luzerne County. From wine festivals, hill climbs, tomato and kielbasa festivals, you will find it all in Luzerne County. Luzerne County was named the best outdoors destination in Pennsylvania by the official Best in PA website. The Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau will help you relax, relive history, and marvel at the area's stunning natural beauty. Luzerne County, you'll find it right here in Northeast PA.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Welcome back, everybody. Looking at tomorrow already, right? High pressure up in northeast Canada. That's bringing a southerly flow into our area and bringing sticky conditions even through the day tomorrow. A little less humid today, but I do think the humidity is going to be on the rise again tomorrow. And again, we'll have the chance for those afternoon showers and thunderstorms, much like we saw today across the western half of our viewing area there in Williamsport. In northwest of Williamsport, we have those showers that move through. They're not really moving too much, but I do think over the next hour or so, they will die down and their intensity will dwindle down to about nothing. So most of the area will stay dry overnight tonight, so that's some good news. Your Lehigh Tire live conditions outside our Hazleton studio. 68 degrees is our temperature. The dew point is in the 60s as well. That means a little bit of mugginess in the air, but not too bad. 87% humidity, pressures at 30.04 inches, and our winds are currently calm. State temperatures across the region, up lower 70s, upper 60s is the general rule across the state. Comfortable for the most part. So it's not too bad out there as we speak, so that's some good news. Northeast satellite and radar, some showers and thunderstorms that tried to move through the area earlier are dwindling down, as we said earlier, and we have these ones up in northwest, north central Pennsylvania just kind of dying down as we speak. The western half of the state has a pretty good line of showers and thunderstorms moving through, but I think these will even die off as we head through the day tomorrow. State Skycast, clouds and precipitation into the future. Here we go into tomorrow afternoon. Some more showers and thunderstorms look likely, at least one or two across the area. Intervals of clouds and sunshine yet again. Wednesday, more of the same. Some showers and scattered thunderstorms throughout the region. It looks like a pretty cloudy day overall. Short-term outlook for tonight, 68 degrees at 11 o'clock, 66 at 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. 64 degrees, a little less humid, as I said. Late in the week, we're looking at pleasant conditions across the East Coast, so that's some good news. And tonight's Travelcast, 67 degrees for a low across much of the area. Our 7-day extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, WYLN 35 Hazleton forecast. We have tomorrow, looks like scattered showers and thunderstorms. So more of the same. It's been the same for like a week.
I don't mind it too much.
You don't mind it?
No, not too much.
Summertime, right?
I like summertime.
I like summertime.
Thunderstorm here and there. That works for me. But Thursday looks nice, right? Pleasant.
Thursday looks good.
How long is you're going to be up there for?
Who knows?
Probably a while.
We'll see.
I know the Yankees fans are pretty excited up there that I've seen. So, all right. We'll be back here tomorrow, Topic 8 live at 5 with Nate and LA, and we'll be back here tomorrow night at 10 o'clock for Late Edition. See you then. Have a good night.
Helping your dollars go further.